Inside this test tube is a queen ant, and I'm going to raise her to build an empire starting from just this tube. We'll watch as they feed on some large prey together, exhibit some interesting behaviours, and see whether they'll actually make it. Recently, I went to the largest ant exhibit in the world, and among getting a private tour of their factory, looking at their impressive colonies, and watching the escape off, I bought some ants. One of the ants I bought was this queen, and looking a bit closer, she already had a massive pile of eggs just waiting to hatch. So I put her in my drawer to peacefully raise her first daughters. Only a week later and she's got nearly 10 workers. She's been busy and has clearly shown she has what it takes to raise a mighty empire. So I'll give her some food to boost her colony's growth. I think it's also about time I give her a name. What about Nyxara? Inspired by Nyx, the Greek goddess of night. Yeah, that sounds good. After feeding the colony fruit flies for 2 weeks, they've grown. Most notably, the amount of eggs has increased a lot. This means that the colony is going to need a bit more protein than some fruit flies, as all those hungry larvae are begging for fresh meat.
Feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me.
It's time that I feed them the first mealworm. I prepared the mealworm on a small dinner plate with some honey for the colony. A worker even tried escaping while I was feeding them. These guys are clearly really hungry. Now that the mealworm is in the tube, the colony can feast. One worker has already found it and is clearly enjoying the taste. She ran off to go tell the rest of the colony about the food, and all of her sisters wanted a bite. The queen even got some royal treatment, being fed directly by one of the workers. This is known as trophallaxis. Another 2 weeks have passed, and the colony has exploded in population. Their test tube is bursting with life. If I don't act soon, stress could tear the colony apart. I've chosen this outworld because it's a perfect size for the colony right now, but more importantly, it has multiple holes to expand from, meaning that when the colony is too big for this, I can move them into a new nest. The colony has waited long enough, so I'll move them in quickly to avoid stressing them out. Immediately after connecting the colony to their new home, they sent a worker out to investigate. She cautiously wandered out of the safety of the test tube to explore her new surroundings. What she didn't expect to find, however, was a banquet of food waiting for her and the rest of the colony. After finding the immense amount of food I left for them, the worker quickly rushed back to the colony to inform her sisters of her find, on the way leaving a food pheromone behind her. This huge meal would feed the colony for days and allow the larvae to grow much faster and even stronger than they were meant to be. It's been 3 weeks and the colony has nearly outgrown their current home, so I think it's finally time to give them an upgrade. As I slowly connect the nest to the outworld, the workers go crazy. They know that something big is happening, and before I can even react, the workers start flooding into the new nest. The colony's ambition has grown larger than I expected, and they quickly claim this foreign territory for themselves. Or at least that's what I thought would happen. Instead, only a few workers entered the nest to explore. I figured that by giving the nest some shade and a bit of time, the colony will soon move in. So I'll cover the nest up and give them a few days to see if they want to move in. What I came back to though was one of the worst outcomes for this colony. I checked in on the colony 2 days after I covered them up, and everything was going alright. They hadn't moved in, but they were still doing good and eating well. However, after 2 weeks of waiting for them to move in, I checked on them one morning and a majority of the colony had died. The nest and the outworld had bodies littered. Unfortunately, this colony has not made it. But it's not over yet. The queen and a few workers are still alive, so I'm going to try recover this colony as best to my ability. But unfortunately, that means for now, this story has come to a close. If you enjoyed this video and this colony story and want to see more like it, give this video a like, as it helps me with the algorithm a lot, and it only takes a few seconds. If you want to see more stories like this and keep up with this specific colony, subscribe to me as I will be posting more about them soon. And on a tangent, this is a different kind of video to the ones I usually make. So tell me in the comments if you guys enjoyed it and would want to see more, as I would love to hear all of your feedback. But as always, thank you everyone for watching and sticking to the end. It really means a lot to me and I appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed, please let me know, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.